Coming up on today's show, we got a couple recipes that are traditionally breakfast food, but you're going to want to bake for your family at any time. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And we have a couple submitted recipes today from our viewers. And we're going to start with the breakfast bake submitted by Benita Hauk right here in Dickinson.
Yes, and this one's really easy. A lot of the breakfast bakes, I think you prepare the night before, put them in the fridge. But this one doesn't take very long at all.
Okay.
So you can do this in the morning when you're ready for get up for breakfast, or any time of the day you want something like this. It doesn't have to be just for breakfast.
No, I like breakfast any time of the day. So
okay. Well, we're going to come over to the stove here. I just put in here, I got about 1.5 pounds of breakfast sausage.
Okay.
And the recipe says that, you can use any kind of sausage or even hamburger with this, but I like the seasoning of a breakfast sausage. So, got that at our local butcher shop, the Worst Shop. So we have one of their great products that they have over there. So we just want to get this started. I already had to put the burner on.
Okay.
And get that cooking. And while that's getting a little hot here, let's go over here. And for the crust, we are going to use a package of, just crescent rolls.
Okay. It's really easy.
Yeah, open the package. I'm going to just spray this very lightly with some
cooking spray.
Cooking spray. Yeah. Couldn't get that out. So, and you just take these out and you're going to roll them out, and then you're going to pinch them together when it's in the pan.
Okay.
There. So, I'll get that undone here. Yeah. You can just roll
crescent
that
rolls
out.
they're nice for a crust. They have a little bit of a sweet taste to them.
They do, and they're so nice and flaky. So I'm going to just take that there and just put it in the pan and just spread it out.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing here, you can always pinch together those little mistakes. Nobody will ever see it. And so like I said, just pinch your perforations together.
Sure.
And I'm going to bring that up on the side just a little bit.
Takes the time out of making your own dough.
It does. But like I said, like this, it's nice and flaky. It's a light crust. It's not heavy. Mm-hmm. And So that really goes fast. Like I said, it's really something that does go very quickly.
Okay.
So we're going to go over here and just cut up our sausage here. And, it's not asking for a lot of seasoning, but, because of your, when you do use a breakfast sausage, you don't need, all this other seasonings in there.
No, this has a lot of salt and pepper ingredients already.
That's right. So we get that, and then we put that in, and then it asks for eggs and cheese, and that's it.
Oh,
like
very
said,
easy.
It's very easy. Here I'm using my spoon. I got to get my handy hamburger chopper here.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about this, and so we need to do that.
The wonder of kitchen gadgets.
You wonder how people come up with these things. I sure wished I could.
Well, now that we've been doing the show for a couple years, you've acquired some new kitchen gadgets, but you use them.
I do. You find out that they really
are helpful.
They are. And before I come up with this one, I just had used my potato masher, so which worked good too. But this is better because it won't stick in the holes and stuff. So.
Right. It was specifically designed for it.
Yes. And you know this here. Oh, and to say we put the oven on it at 425.
Okay.
We've got the oven heated already, and it's 25 minutes to bake. So it's not very long at all.
So this isn't something that we're going to want to prepare the night before. This is what if you're going to make it for that day, you're going to make it that day.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to turn it down the burner. But you know, we're going to be making some oatmeal muffins to go with this.
Okay.
And what I wanted to do, because you take a cup of oatmeal and you put a 4th cup of buttermilk in it, and you let it set for 10 minutes. So we get that started. Let's quick do that, and then we'll come back here and finish this up.
Sounds good.
So like I said, I measured a cup of oatmeal.
Okay.
And it's just a 4th cup of buttermilk. And let's see, what did I did with my 4th cup measuring?
So right here?
No, oh, right there. You know, when they say when it's right in front of your nose, you can't see it. That is so true. So we're going to put...
And this is another submitted recipe that we got from one of our viewers down in Hettinger, Linda Nudell.
Yes.
Submitted this, so I can't wait to try a new muffin recipe. Yeah. Muffins are awesome.
And you know, oatmeal is just excellent. It's a good fiber and it's good for you and stuff. So, you know, you definitely can reason these muffins into a healthy.
You can.
You know, something healthy to eat. So, is it just
and you
mix
wouldn't be
that
fooling yourself too much.
That's right. We don't even have to kid. Okay, so we're gonna let that set there. Now that we got that mixed, let's just finish up our sausage. It's just about done.
Okay.
It doesn't take long for breakfast sausage to cook up. And if you end up with sausage that's, you know, if there's extra grease in there, definitely drain it. But this here is nice and lean.
Okay.
Not going to have any grease at all. That is almost done here. Okay, well that's just finishing up. I got it down on low, so I'll leave that here. And we're going to come over here. We're going to beat up 6 eggs.
Okay.
And I usually like to crack the eggs in a bowl before I put them in. So these here, I do want, you know, to beat that up a little bit, you know, so I do have my hand mixer.
Okay.
You know, and we've talked before, you know, cracking your eggs in a bowl before putting it in any mix or whatever. You know, once in a very short while, you can come up with an egg that's not good. You don't want to waste your whole ingredients. So
absolutely,
definitely take the time to do that. It's a lot more simple this way. Okay. So we'll just put the shells in there.
Okay.
And now we're going to go ahead and just whip that up for a few moments. Because that doesn't take very long to do. I didn't get out my big KitchenAid mixer for this. So next it says 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, and that's basically an 8-ounce package of mozzarella cheese. Just put that in there, mix that up. There we go.
So this is a really easy recipe.
Very, yes, definitely. So we'll just come over here, and I think, you know, like I said, our sausage is all cooked. And that's why, you know, the baking time doesn't take very long either, because you've already pre-cooked your sausage.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to just bring this down here.
If you don't have any grease coming off that, it's a really lean one.
A nice, very lean, excellent flavor and all that. So we'll just set that over there.
This actually is going to make a very big. This is nice when you have company coming over. This is a very nice size.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, your breakfast bakes are easy to warm up though too. You know, it's don't eat it all. You can heat a little bit up for lunch.
Sure.
And that. So, okay, so we'll just pour that over here. And the egg is going to pretty much sink to the bottom, and then just take your cheese and, you know, spread it around so you pretty much got it evenly coated.
Okay.
And it's very simple. So it's a matter of just getting it in the oven and baking it so that the eggs bake up and the cheese melts.
As everything else is hot.
And that's it. That is
Perfect.
definitely a quick and easy bake.
Sure.
So we'll put that in the oven. And like I said, we have preheated it to 425, and we're going to put 20 minutes on that.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to go over and finish up our muffins.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a cup of flour in here. And a half cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
And we have a teaspoon of baking powder. And a teaspoon of cinnamon. You know, oatmeal and cinnamon always go together. There, and then we're going to a half a teaspoon of baking soda.
Okay.
You know, the recipe says to put the dry ingredients in a separate bowl. I usually don't do that, but you know, it's like, you know, mixing it up so that when you do put it in there, it doesn't take that much to mix.
Right.
So you blend this well. Okay. So in here, we're going to blend 1 egg.
Okay. And does this make 24 muffins, this recipe? Does it stay?
This one is a dozen.
Okay.
Yeah, it is just a dozen. And then we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of oil, a vegetable oil, anything that of your choice.
Now, is this a recipe that we could double pretty easy if you did want to make extras?
This would be very easy to double.
Okay.
Absolutely. So we'll just get out our thing here to blend that up. And with the oil in there, it really makes a very moist muffin.
Okay.
And these it takes 15 minutes to bake. I'm going to have you go ahead and spray the muffin tins. And you know, you could definitely use cupcake papers in there too, but I like the outside to have a little bit of a, you know, browning to the muffin to the outside. So I, you know, usually don't use papers.
Okay. For cake, good.
Yeah, cakes are great, yes. Okay, so there we go. And now we're going to add our dry ingredients here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take my wooden spoon.
So this doesn't take long to whip up either.
It does not.
This is probably even a meal I could handle and impress some family.
That you could do very easily. Yes, you could. We have this all mixed up, and it's a pretty thick batter.
Okay.
So, you know, looking at the recipe was kind of questioning, should it be thicker? But this is the way the recipe states, so we're going with it.
Okay.
So we're going to put our oatmeal in there, and that's the cup of oatmeal. with the buttermilk. And the oatmeal definitely absorbs that the buttermilk. So
Okay, absolutely, yeah. It
Yeah.
just expands that.
you can see there.
It's almost like a cookie batter.
It is. It is. So it's going to be easy to drop in the muffin tins. And the thing is, too, this I did use just white flour, but
Okay.
you could certainly substitute a half a cup of wheat flour
Okay.
with, white flour if you wanted it a little bit more, even healthier yet.
Okay.
So this is certainly, you're not going to do this with a beater. You're going to just blend that together with a spoon.
Okay.
Get that mixed. And they only take 15 minutes to bake, so that's not very long either. So by the time this bakes, ready, our breakfast bake should almost be ready to take out of the oven.
Perfect.
And being this is only at 350 and that's at 425, we don't want to put them in together.
Right.
Because so that looks like that is really mixed up well. And after we got the, although it's still quite thick, putting the oatmeal in and stuff, it has softened up a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going to just drop this by spoonfuls on here. I've got a tablespoon. I'm going to just start by putting one in each, and then if we got extra, we'll fill them up a little bit higher.
Okay.
Or a little bit more, I should say. Okay. Oh, hey, our last spoonful. Boy, that just turned out perfect.
Just enough.
And then, I'm sure that, they're going to rise and we'll have some nice sized muffins here.
All right.
That'll be so good with our breakfast bake.
We're going to have...
But like I said, we're going to wait. We've got 4 minutes left on the breakfast bake, and
Okay.
then we'll pop in the oven the muffins, and that's at 350 for 15 minutes, so that won't be very long at all.
Sounds great.
Okay, the buzzer's going off for our bake, so we'll turn that off. And then I'm going to turn the oven down to 350 for the muffins.
Okay.
And get that going. And those are going to bake for 15 minutes. So I'm going to set that timer right away and just get those in there. So we're going to take, as I take this out, I'll have you get the muffins and we'll put them in.
All right. Do a little transfer.
Oh, you bet. There. So we'll have that
Ooh,
in there.
smells awesome.
Doesn't it though? And now we'll bring that over here. And I just have a little confession to make in case some of the viewers write down the recipe as I'm going. As I put it in the oven, I remembered I needed a cup of milk. So I just took the cup of milk and put it in here on top, and it has, it mixed nicely with the eggs, and it looks perfect.
Nobody would know the difference if
No,
we didn't actually tell
right.
the viewers what we did.
That's right, but I want to make sure if somebody was just writing down the recipe, they added the cup of milk.
Right.
And normally you'd add the cup of milk in with the, the eggs and then the cheese, and then just pour it over.
Right.
So it, like I said, looks great.
It's going to taste great too.
Yeah, and so we want to let it set just for a little bit, and by that time, our muffins will be done, and we'll have a featured breakfast, won't we?
Awesome.
Okay.
Any time of the day, breakfast.
That's right. Well, our buzzer is going off for our muffins, so let's
Okay.
check those out and see how those have turned out. Okay. Don't they smell good?
They smell great.
Oh, they're nice and firm, so I know that they're done, so we'll turn off the oven.
Okay.
And we'll come on over here. And this muffin pan is a little bit bigger than my others, the actual tin. But
Okay.
makes just a wonderful size muffin.
Okay.
So we're going to just take out a couple of them there and see how nicely
Nice and brown.
they brown there. So we'll take them out. And we're going to feature our breakfast bake now.
Oh, they both smell
Oh.
great.
It's going to be wonderful. Okay, and that just browns just so nicely there. And, you just have a little butter with that. add some fruit, some grapes or something like that. Wouldn't that be just a wonderful meal anytime?
Yes.
So
we
here
could
go.
we could definitely please any guest that would ever come.
Absolutely.
So now that I'm your guest most noon days, most work days at noon, it's really helpful for me that I get to have
That you get to
leftovers when there
sample.
are some.
Well, you have a little bit of edge because you're not a guest anymore. You're my daughter. You can come anytime. So, and just explaining to people, that I first forgot that cup of milk and took it out and just added it in there, and it just turned out perfect.
Awesome.
So even us cooks once in a while make mistakes.
And you corrected it. So it's really
right.
not a mistake.
You can do that. So
I'm going to have you hold that for just a second. We did forget one thing. To let our viewers know about our promotion that we have going on right now. We want to thank our viewers for submitting our recipes. And when you submit your recipes, your name can go into the drawing for a KitchenAid mixer, which awesome product, lasts forever.
Yep. And mine
you can
is,
attest, 27 years I think we counted.
We've had it a long time already, and it's the exact one there.
Yep.
And it's had a lot of use out of it. It's
awesome.
Like the Energizer Bunny, it never quits.
That's great. Thank you so much for submitting your recipes to cook for us. Please submit your recipes to www.ctctel.com. And as always, thank you to the Workshop as our sponsor. Have a great evening.